So, in our previous class, we talked about a theory, psychological theory, that is behaviorism. And today's class will be an extension of that theory, but it is a previous theory. And that theory is a reaction of behaviorism. Actually, the question, that is how many species are there, that is, there is no specific answer. It means it is uncertain. It is uncertain that how many number of species are there in this world, and estimated that 5 to 50 billion species, or in some another statistics, 5 to 50 million species are there in this earth. And modern estimates fall within a tighter range. They say that 8.7 million species are there in this world. And another statistics, they say that 1.3 million species around this figure. Okay. And how many among these species, how many species can talk? In this here we see that, of course, human being can talk, and human beings' speech is recognized. We can understand their speech. And apart from the human beings, we see that songbirds, elephant, dolphins, and some species of whales, they can produce sound. And in case of parrots, charlai songbirds, they can also imitate your singing or your speaking. What you will talk, they can copy. Parrot can imitate. Parrot, moina can imitate your speaking. They are capable of mimicking sounds. Mimicking sounds means what you will tell a parrot or a moina, they can mimic. They can produce the same sound. What you will teach it or tell it can catch that, and they can mimic that sound. However, the dolphins, elephants, they have the vocal organs, just like tongue, teeth, everything they will have. Okay, vocal cord, everything, lung, everything they will have. But their sound is not identified. So they communicate, especially an elephant will be communicating with others, but their communicating system is complex. And these are the animals and species they can talk. Alex the parrot, Lucy the chimpanzee, they can also talk. Orca, elephant, whale, seal, and also one kind of monkey, they can talk. You can say that what is the theory and what is the linkages between this picture and our theory that is called the theory that is called Innatist theory of language learning, Innatist theory of second language acquisition. Okay. In our previous class, we have learned that is learning or speaking is a part of our behavior. That is called the behaviorist theory of language. And that behaviorist theory of language was initiated by Watson, B.F. Skinner, and Pavlov. These three psychologists, they initiated that theory. That is, language learning is nothing but it is a part of human behavior. We learn or we listen language from our parents as a child. Then we imitate the sound, and after repeating that sound, it becomes a part of human behavior. Then when it would be a part of human behavior, then the child can produce that language spontaneously. That was the concept of behaviorist theory. And next time, especially Pavlov, he has called about stimulus, that is inspiration. Watson initiated the idea, but next time Pavlov got an experiment, that is the Pavlovian dog experiment, and also B.F. Skinner rat experiment. So Pavlov said that classical conditioning, and B.F. Skinner said about operant conditioning. So in behaviorist term, language learning is nothing but it is a part of human behavior. And how human behavior is formed? He said that by some habit, repetition, drill, and through that it would be a part of your behavior. But this man, Chomsky, he said no. Language learning is not a part of behavior. It is a different thing. What is this reason? Chomsky's theory, it said that, known as the Innatist theory. This theory is called Innatist theory, nativist theory. That means we learn language with that theory, our native language. A rationalist theory. Rationalist theory, that means this theory will have some logic. That logic we can't deny. Which theory? That means Noam Chomsky's theory of innatism. This theory we can't deny. Anybody can't deny. Mentalist theory, that means it is relating to the human brain, and also the nativist theory of second language acquisition. And it was developed in 1950, mid 20th century, that means 1959, by the renowned American linguist Noam Chomsky. So it has different name, and all the names are grounded with some logic. Nativist theory, that means we learn native language with that theory. And also rationalist theory, there are some logic in this theory. Mentalist theory, that means the brain, human brain is involved in case of applying this theory or in case of pioneering this theory. And for this reason it is called nativist theory. So this Noam Chomsky, he in 1960, he said that nativist theory is a theory that views language acquisition is an innate capacity. Watson, Pavlov, they said that it is a part of our behavior. But Noam Chomsky said, no, it is our by birth we get some quality. That means we get some quality of walking, we get some quality of doing something with the help of our hand, and in the same way, human being will be attributed with a quality. That quality, it is innate, that means inborn quality. And for this reason, that theory, that capacity, that means speaking capacity, elephant will have a speaking capacity, but Noam Chomsky said the human being's speaking capability is innate. From our birth, we have got that capacity. And that with that capacity, where does that capacity exist? This capacity exists in child's brain. And child's brain contains a special language learning device at birth. Human child will get that quality from birth. And though it is innate means from birth we have got that kind of ability, and for this reason this Noam Chomsky's theory is called innate theory, or innatism, or innatist. Because from birth, without any practice we have. So it means that when a child is born, he or she gets the natural ability to learn the language. So he have got the natural ability. We have got the natural ability of walking. So there is no training, there is no practice will be there. Okay. And for this reason, Noam Chomsky said that it is an innate capability. We got this capability from our birth, and human child will have that capacity in their brain for language learning. First time it is innate, and second time it is preserved in human brain, and for the preservation of this capability, human being can talk. There is no contribution of behavior, child caring or others. So the mentalist theory emphasizes the role of the mind in language, or we can, an alternative we can say, that is the contribution of human brain, by arguing that humans are born with an innate and biological capacity to learn language. It means that behaviorist theory is a social or social theory, that is the form of behavior, but innate theory is biological. There is no contribution for the mothers, that means the contribution of parents, the contribution of other family members, that they will be talking to the children and they will be learning the language. So this theory was spearheaded by Noam Chomsky and arose in response to B.F. Skinner radical behaviorism. So when B.F. Skinner said that it would be a matter of our behavior, as a reaction, Noam Chomsky said no. Language learning is not a part of behavior. It is a part of human brain. It is the activity of human brain. If human brain got the capability and it can learn language automatically. If we can learn language automatically, we can learn second, third, fourth, fifth, foreign interaction, all language we can learn with the help of that capacity. Which capacity? That we have here attributed from our birth. Okay. So first time it is innate, second time it is contradictory or opposite to B.F. Skinner radical behaviorist theory. Okay, as a reaction of behaviorist theory. And from the very beginning, it speaks of some limitation. It is a theory focused on the final product. Final product, that means after, in every language, child will be learning language in the quite similar time, 2 to 3 years of their age, they will be learning the language. Okay. But what happened in the 3 years, in this theory, Noam Chomsky didn't describe much about that theory. That means Noam Chomsky's innatist theory deals on the product. Product means 3 বছর পরে একটা বাচ্চা কথা বলতে শিখেছে, এটা আপনিও দেখেছেন, আমিও দেখেছেন, নম চমস্কিও দেখছি, দেখে উনি একটা যুক্তি দিয়েছেন যে এটা মানুষের হিউম্যান ব্রেনের কারণেই হয়। Okay, so that is the limitation of this theory, that is it deals with the final product. But in these 3 years, what happened to the child? He didn't describe and he didn't criticize that much on that period. It doesn't take enough account of the influence of thought. Thought means how human brain will be able to think. কিভাবে আমাদের ব্রেন আছে, কিন্তু সেই ব্রেন তো চিন্তা করতে তাকে শেখাতে হবে, এবং সেই ব্রেন চিন্তা করার অভ্যাসটা তখন তার মধ্যে কখন গ্রো করবে। Noam Chomsky's innatist theory didn't describe that issue, that how a child will be understanding a thing. Okay, actually he can talk, but at first time, a 1-year-old child or 1.5-year-old child, it can't talk, but if you do like that, if you move the hand, they are come here, the child will not be able to communicate with you, but it can understand your signal and that child can come close to you. You can also give that food to me. The child can't talk, that yes, take it, here you are, আপনি নেন, এটা বলতে পারবেন, কিন্তু যখন আপনি বলছেন যে আমাকে দাও, তখন ওই জিনিসটা বুঝে কিন্তু সে কি হাত বাড়াচ্ছে দেওয়ার জন্য। This is called cognition. Innatist theory didn't describe this cognition, how the human child or human brain will be able to understand a thing, understand a signal. Okay. That is another point. And language have on each other's development. So cognition, thought process, and also the language learning will be depending on some interaction. That I have said earlier, that is actually there might be an investigation that if a child is kept aside and kept in isolation, যদি তার সাথে কথা বলা না হয় তাহলে সে ভাষা শিখবে না, এবং পাশাপাশি এটাও তার মধ্যে যে থট প্রসেস, সে যে কথা বুঝতে পারছে এই জিনিসটাও আমরা বুঝতে পারবো না। তাকে যদি আমি সিগন্যাল না দিই, দাও, তার সাথে কথা বলি, তাকে যদি ইশারা না করি, ওকে, এবং ইভেন আরও 1-1.5 বছরের বাচ্চাকে আমরা যদি ধমক দিই তখন সে কেঁদে ফেলে, তার মানে কি ওই সেন্স ব্রেনের মধ্যে ওই ডেভেলপমেন্টটাও তো আছে। ওকে, সো innatist theory didn't describe much about this thought process of human brain. Okay, so in this theory, we can connection with a background that two kinds of major theories is there. According to Krashen, there are two independent system of foreign language performance: the acquired system, that is the first language, and the learned system. The acquired system or acquisition is the product of a subconscious process, very similar to the process of the children undergo when they acquire their first language. So learned process and acquired process. And some other theories in second language or foreign language acquisition, that is the acculturation theory, Krashen's monitor model, and also socio-cultural theory. So language learning theory will be dealing with culture, human brain, and also socio-cultural aspects and psychological aspects. So these theories will be, so here innatist theory will be dealing with the mentalist theory, that means involvement of human brain. But next time we will be discussing with the cultural theory, that will be dealing with the culture. But previously we have talked about the behaviorist theory, that is the, we can call social theory, or we can call interactional theory, or like that. So the main point of Chomsky's theory, that Chomsky believes that we are born with a predisposition to learn language. Predisposition, that means it is assigned previously from our birth. That means we will be learning the language. Okay, and that is the main concern of this theory. And the essence of this theory of language acquisitions state that human beings are pre-wired, that means it is wired previously from our birth. And it is also, pre-wired means, some say according to the, yes, from the we know, মানে মানুষ মাতৃগর্ভ থেকেও নাকি অনেকে ল্যাঙ্গুয়েজ সেন্সিটিভ হয়, হ্যাঁ, এবং সেটা যদি তাই হয় তাহলে on the basis of that ground, Chomsky said that is pre-wired from birth, and even in human womb, a child can have that capacity to catch the sound or to learn the sound naturally after that. And for this reason, it is called pre-wired or predestined capability of human being. And for this pre-wired and predestined predisposition of that capacity, human being can talk. So the third question of our first slide was that how human being can talk. That is answered in this theory, in innatist theory, that we can talk with the help of our capacity. What type of capacity? That is the inborn capacity. And inborn capacity, that capacity is attributed to all human beings. Innatism is supporting by born and natural preconception of a child to gain the language better than any other process. So for the context, for the contribution of human brain, it can, human being can learn language other than any other ways, that means behaviorist or other process or social process. And there are some aspects of this theory, that is that which way we learn. And now Chomsky, he said that there are some stages are there, that is that the four main stages of normal language acquisition. That is called babbling stage, holophrastic or one word stage, two word stage, and the telegraphic stage. So in these stages, gradually a child will be learning the language. Babbling stage, that is the picture that was the taken first time we have got the babbling stage. So babbling is a stage in child development, that a stage in language acquisition during which an infant appears to be experimenting with uttering articulate sounds but doesn't yet produce any recognizable words. So sound, cycling, so doesn't produce any recognizable words. So the child can produce sound here, the babbling stage. But that babbling stage, what sound it is producing, we can understand. We can recognize that. One kind of sound, ba, 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 ba. So it can produce a sound. And for this reason, it is called babbling stage. It produces a sound, but that sound will not be recognizable. বোঝা যাবে না কি বলছে, কিছু কিছু জায়গায় একটু ডেভেলপমেন্ট স্টেজে গেলে সেটাকে বোঝা যাবে যে সহজ কথাগুলো বাবা, dada, kaka, mama, just like that. And that stage is called babbling stage. Okay, the babbling stage is the early language development when baby makes consonant, vowel or vowel consonant sound, consonant vowel or vowel consonant sound such as ma, da, repetitive babbling occurs for the next example mama, mama. So one ma sound can be repeated, ma, 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 like that. And finally baby will combine a variety of sound. So first time they will be producing one that is first time it will be similar, repetitive, that is ma, ma, da, da, and the next step will be ma, da, ba, that's like that. That means three sound will be combined together. That means ma, ma, that means ma, ba, ga, da, like that, which is called the variegated babbling. Variegated babbling. First time it start with the babbling sound, that is recognizable, repeated word, one word, ma, ma, na, na, ka, ka, da, da. কিন্তু পরের স্টেজটা হলো যে এটা হলো variegated babbling, that is ma, da, ga, they can put together, that is the babbling stage. And after that stage we have got holophrastic stage or single word stage. So previous stage was ma, ma, da, da, but that is not a word. Okay, actually that child had been producing ma, ma. ও আসলে বুঝে এটা উচ্চারণ করেনি যে মামা মানে হলো মার ভাই, এটা সে বুঝে করে, ও আসলে একই সিমিলার সাউন্ড দুইবার করেছে। ওকে, কিন্তু এখানে এসে সে একটা সিঙ্গেল ওয়ার্ড, চিলড্রেন হ্যাভ ডেভেলপড এনাফ ল্যাঙ্গুয়েজ স্কিলস টু সে সিঙ্গেল ওয়ার্ডস ডিউরিং দিস স্টেজ। ওকে, সো সিঙ্গেল ওয়ার্ড the child can produce. The words are usually simple and refer to everyday objects or help children identify their basic needs. So in this stage they can identify their basic needs. Okay, and they can produce what? A single meaningful word. For example, common words children say during this stage are mama, dada to get their parents' attention. Okay, so previously that in the babbling stage it has been producing some sound without any meaning and without any meaning. But in holophrastic stage or in one-word stage, you will be producing some sound and that sound will be recognizable. That means in babbling stage, a child will be producing mama without any intention. But in one-word stage, the child will be producing same word mama to have the attraction of its mother. Okay. That is the meaningful communication will be established in this holophrastic stage or single word stage. Toddler pass through a holophrastic stage early in life, during which they are able to communicate complex ideas using only single word or simple fixed expression. As an example, the word food might be used to mean give me food. So naturally give me food, without telling this word it will be telling that food. Food means with the single word it will carry a meaning. আমাকে খাবার দাও, give me food, এটা না বলে সে কি বলে, শুধুমাত্র বলে food. And the word up could convey pick me up. Pick me up মানে আমাকে কোলে নাও. So this is the characteristics of holophrastic or single word stage. And after that we will see two word stage. Naturally in the two word stage typically occurs within the age range of 19 to 26 months. That is two word stage, and is characterized by mean length of utterance of two morphemes with a range of 1.7 or 2.7. That means 2 or 3, less than 2 or more than 2. দুইটা মরফিমও এক জায়গায় হতে পারে, দুইটার কমও হতে পারে বা দুইটার বেশি হতে পারে in this two word stage. Morpheme means the meaningful part of a word. The two word stage often occurs from 18 to 24 months in some another statistic, consisting of utterance generally two nouns or a noun or a verb. Here, two nouns or a noun and a verb. Some examples of this include baby chair, meaning the baby is sitting on the chair. Okay, baby chair. The full sentence is that the baby is sitting in the chair. The child will not be telling this word, baby chair. That means two nouns. First one baby, noun, and chair, noun. And doggy bark. Doggy bark means doggy. The dog is barking. Eta na bole she bolche ki bola? Doggy bark. In that case, dog is noun and bark is verb. So the combination in this holoplastic stage, two word stage, that is noun, noun, or noun, verb. And with that combination, that child can convey a meaning. That is, the dog is barking with the word dog bark. Okay. So that is two word stage. And after that, we will see the telegraphic stage. Okay. The telegraphic stage occurs around the age of more than 2 to 3 years. Okay. 2 to 3 years and 2.5 years. Start from 2.5 years. And in this stage, problem? Okay, signature korechen. So in this stage, children begin stringing more than two words together, and perhaps 3 or 4 or 5 at a time. So in telegraphic stage, they will be able to connect 2 words, 3 words, 4 words. But these 2 words, 3 words, or 4 words, or 5 words will not be the part of a complex sentence. In this telegraphic words, they will be able to tell 4 words. But the 4 words will not make a complex sentence. And for this reason, it is called telegraphic words. The style of speaking children use in this stage resembles the way of writing that used to be in telegrams. Telegrams, এখন তো telegrams নাই. Telegram কি করতে হয় প্রত্যেকটা, you have to pay for every single word, and for this reason they try in telegraphic word they will try to produce as less number of words. If you put 2 numbers and with the 2 words you can carry the meaning, then they will put. So in a sentence, the dog is barking. If you put this in a sentence, that is, there will be 4 words. But dog barks, there will be 2 words. So there are some example of some terrific words. Daddy go. Daddy go. That means daddy is going somewhere else. So that convey message. At that time there is no smartphone. There is no Instagram. That you will be talking someone else hours after hours. If you start talking with WhatsApp, there is no balance. Okay. If you purchase the MB, then you can talk half an hour, more than an hour. But at that time, in case of telegraphic words, for every specific word you have to pay. And for this reason, there are so significant, meaningful words will be used to convey the meaning. The daddy go, me do. That means I will do something. Shoe on, I am hungry. My blankie, a blanket. Brother off, where doggy, more snacks. So these are the telegraphic words. The child will be producing in this stage, and that stage will start from 2.5 years. যখন 2.5 বছরের বেশি বয়স হবে তখন এই ওয়ার্ডগুলো বাচ্চারা বলা শিখবে. Okay. So more snacks, where doggy. Okay. So that would be the. Though we have started later on, so you will not have take break. Okay. So we will. So these are the stage. So what are the main components of this Innatist theory? First time in 1959, Noam Chomsky initiated that theory. And that theory, what is the main thing of this theory? Noam Chomsky said that language learning is not a part of behavior. It is a part of human brain. What type of human brain? That means every human brain is pre-wired from our birth, that language learning ability. And for this language learning ability, we can learn language without the help of mothers, parents, or anybody else in our society. So this is a natural phenomena, and for this reason it is called Innatist theory, it is called nativist theory, it is called rationalist theory. These are the names of this theory. And how, our last question in that first slide, that how human can talk. Okay. And that question actually was put to Noam Chomsky. Okay. We learn language with the help of our brain. We have understood that. Other how? Here Noam Chomsky said that actually human brain are innate knowledge of the principles of universal grammar. Previously he said that it is the contribution of human brain. And what type of language learning capacity are there? He said that universal grammar. That means in every human being we have a language grammar sense in human brain, and for this reason it is universal. And that grammatic sense of language that is put in every human's brain, প্রত্যেক মানুষের ব্রেনের মধ্যে গ্রামারের যে বোধটা এটা জন্মগতভাবে আমরা পেয়েছি, সেটাকে নম চমস্কি বলছে যেটা হলো ইউনিভার্সাল গ্রামার। তার মানে ভাষা শেখার যে গ্রামার, আমরা ন্যাচারালি 3 বছরের বাচ্চা 4 বছরের বাচ্চা ভাষা শিখে যায়, কিন্তু তারা কি যখন একজন বিদেশি কথা বলে তখন তারা ভাষা শেখে, তাই না? তখন তারা ভাষা শেখে, কিন্তু তারা দেখা গেল যে যেভাবে বলে, হয়তো বা আমরা যেভাবে বলি, আমি যেমন আমরা বলি যে আমি ভাত খাই, কিন্তু একজন বিদেশি হয়তো বলবে যে আমি আপেল, আমি খাই আপেল, মানে ক্রোনোলজি, মানে গ্রামারের ক্রোনোলজিটাকে উনি ঠিক রাখতে পারবেন না। কিন্তু 3 বছরের বাচ্চা কিন্তু এই ভুল করে না। 3 বছরের বাচ্চা যখন বাংলা ভাষায় কথা বলবে তখন কিন্তু সে ওই একইভাবে বলবে যে আমি ভাত খাই, আমি স্কুলে যাই, আমি খুবই রেগে আছি, আমার এটা ফিলিং হচ্ছে, এরকম এই কথাগুলো যে বলতেছে ওখানে সে গ্রামার মিস করছে না। ভাষা শেখার অ্যাবিলিটি আমরা বললাম যে জন্মগতভাবে আমরা পেরেছি। নম চমস্কি বলছে দ্য চাইল্ড উইল নট মেক মিস্টেক্স প্রডিউসিং হিজ ফার্স্ট ল্যাঙ্গুয়েজ বিকজ ইন দ্য ব্রেন দেয়ার ইজ আ পোর্শন দ্যাট উইল বি কল্ড গ্রামার সেন্সিটিভ পোর্শন অফ দ্য নেটিভ ল্যাঙ্গুয়েজ। Okay, and that grammar sensitive portion will be called universal grammar. The existence of an innate ability containing the principles and that are universal in all languages. So the children of all languages will be containing the language grammar ability of that specific language. We have learned that there are nearly 7,000 languages in this world, and in the 7,000 variant of languages, that means 7,000 categories of children, 7,000 যদি ভাষা থাকে তাহলে 7,000 মাতৃভাষায় থাকে। নম চমস্কি বলছে যে স্পেসিফিক ফর এভরি ল্যাঙ্গুয়েজ the child will have that grammar portion in their brain. That means ability containing the grammar principle of that specific language in which the child was born, and that is called universal grammar. So first time he said about UG, that human innate capacity, and second time he said that is the UG, that is the universal grammar. UG allows all children to acquire the language of their environment during the critical period or their development of critical period hypothesis. So at the time, critical period, that means within 2 to 3 years. This is the critical period, and in that critical period, for the contribution of its UG, এই যে ইউনিভার্সাল গ্রামার তার মাথার মধ্যে যেটা আছে, এই জন্য ইউজির মধ্যে সে নিজে নিজেই সেই ভাষার গ্রামারগুলো শিখে যায়। এই জন্য মাতৃভাষায় যখন কথা বলে, এই জন্য 2-3 বছরের বাচ্চারাও ওই গ্রামারটা ভুল করে না। দ্যাট ইজ আনসার ডেলিভার্ড বাই নম চমস্কি। দ্যাট মিনস উই হ্যাভ গ্রামার সেন্সিটিভ পোর্শন and we have also language sensitive portion, and for these 2 portions of human brain can talk, and human brain can talk their first language without any problems or without any mistakes. Okay, so we have said that mentalist theory is a reaction for behaviorist theory. So you can have an analogy between behaviorist theory and mentalist theory or innatist theory. Language acquisition. In case of behaviorist theory, language acquisition is a stimulus response process. Behaviorist theory, whatever you have said, there will be a stimulus, and the stimulus, we have had much discussion on what might be the stimulus. It might be the inspiration, or it might be the inspiration from within or from the outside or anything. So without a stimulus, language learning will not be happening. in terms of behavior theory. অবশ্যই কোনো স্টিমুলাস থাকতে হবে এবং এই স্টিমুলাসের উপরে ভিত্তি করে ভাষা শিক্ষা গঠিত হবে তার ক্ষেত্রে ইন কেস অফ behavior theory, but in case of mentalist theory it is totally opposite. Language learning is innate. There is no portion of stimulus in innatism, just totally contradictory to behavior theory. He said that it is innate, it is byborn, inborn capability of human process. So language learning is an inborn or innate capability, totally contradictory to behaviorism. And language is a conditioned behavior. Language is a conditioned behavior. That means you are conditioned with some stimulus. আপনি কথা বলছেন, কথা বলতে আপনার প্যারেন্টসরা যখন হচ্ছে বিভিন্ন ভাবে সন্তানদের সাথে কথা বলে, ওকে, ব্যাবলিং, not in a formal tone, okay. Naturally parents will be talking to their children in a babbling tone, okay, just without creating so many স্বাভাবিকভাবে আমরা যেটা কথা বলি তার থেকে আলাদা হয়, ওকে। এবং এইভাবে তাদের কি হয়, এই বিহেভিয়ারটা গঠিত হয়, ভাষা শিক্ষা according to behaviorist theory. But in case of mentalist theory, language is not a behavior like other behavior, but a specific mental process. Specific mental process. So there is no part of behavior in mentalist. One is with the help of behavior, and another, Chomsky, is with the help of human brain, human capacity. That is using. And another thing that is we will be discussing, that is LAD. Okay, language acquisition device. Children learn language by imitation and analogy. Imitation and analogy. Imitation means what you will see, what you will say to your child. The child will try to imitate that. Will try to mimic that, just like the dolphins, just like the parrot. Parrot will be mimicking what you will be speaking. Okay. And in the same way, child will be mimicking the same one. And for this reason it is said that what a child will see in that environment, the child will be learning that. কিছু সমাজে, পুরুষ শাসিত সমাজে এবং মেয়ে শাসিত, পুরুষ শাসিত সমাজে বাচ্চাদের, ছোট বাচ্চাদের আমরা খেলনা কিনে দেখি, আর্মস, কার, আর মেয়ে বাচ্চাদের কিনে দেখি ডল। তাদেরকে প্রথম থেকে কি করা হচ্ছে, তাদেরকে হচ্ছে যে তোমরা ডল, হাড়ি পাতিল কিনে দেওয়া হয় মেয়েদের। হাড়ি পাতিল কিনে দেওয়া হয় কি, তাদেরকে প্রথমে একটা আইডিয়া দেওয়া হয় তোমরা রান্না করবে, আর তাদেরকে গাড়ি কিনে দেওয়া হয় বাচ্চাদেরকে, কেন, যে তারা ছেলে বাচ্চাদেরকে যে তারা ওকে। সো and the child will imitate, a male child will be imitating what is happening before them, okay, and that is a part of human behavior. That is, the human will try to imitate or will try to mimic what it will see before his eyes. But totally contradictory. Chomsky said that children learn language by application. Application of what? Application of? So no, it will not be imitated, it will not be imitated, it will not be repeated. But you have a brain, that is human child will have a brain, the human child will apply the capacity of its brain and it will be learned. Totally contradictory. Okay. And language learning is based on practice. On the behaviorist theory, we talked earlier, that is when we had been discussing the background of behaviorist theory, that is behaviorist theory initiated a method. What is the method? That is audiolingualism. Audiolingualism. From theory, we will get a method. Behaviorism is a language theory, that is approach. And from that behaviorist theory, we have got a method. What is the method? That is the audiolingual method. And in that audiolingualism, what happened? That is, in audiolingualism, 8 hours a day, 6 days in a week, and 2 months. That will be practicing. Repetition, drill. Again and again, you will be doing the same things. And repetition is the key concept of behaviorism. Because through repetition, it will be a part of your habit and it will be a part of your behavior. When it will be a part of your behavior, you will be spontaneously doing that things. যখন আপনার অভ্যাসে অংশ হয়ে যাবে, তখন অবচেতন মনেই আপনি ডিমের সাথে, ডিম নাস্তার সাথে ডিম পোচ খাবেন না ডিম ফ্রাই খাবেন। এটা প্রতিবার যখন আপনি খেতেই পারেন তখন আপনি ডিম মামলেটা খেতেই পারবেন না, কি হবে? আপনি ডিম পোচি খাবেন। ওকে, সো দ্যাট ইজ দ্য ওয়ে, that is doing our things again and again. That is the key concept of behaviorism. That means language learning is based on practice. But Chomsky said language learning is analytical, generative and creation. So if your brain generates, your brain will apply its generative power and creative power, and you will be learning the language. You want to listen to music, and for this reason you get the window open. There is no music today. Ask the music name. Okay, so language learning is analytical, generative and creation. The role of imitation, repetition and reinforcement. The role of imitation, repetition and reinforcement. Reinforcement means that is inspiration, the motivation. Yes, you can do. Is the very significant portion of language learning. But in case of exposure of language to language is quite vital. In case of innatism, that means in behaviorism, inspiration will be there, stimulus will be there, motivation will be there. That is the key component of behaviorist language learning theory in SLA. But in case of innatism, that means you have the power. Suppose there is a match box, isn't it? And within the match box you will see several stickers there. It is over here. But if it is not pressed, then you will not get light. In the same way, matchbox is the human brain, according to Chomsky. And that human being will be exposed to language. Suppose if a child, যেখানে যে ভাষায় কথা বলা হচ্ছে সেই ভাষার মধ্যে সেই সন্তানকে রেখে দিলেই সে কি করবে? তার অ্যাবিলিটির দ্বারা সে সেটাকে শেষ করবে। So in mentalist theory, according to Chomsky, that in case of mentalist theory, exposure to language data or language is important in mentalist theory or Innatist theory or behaviorist theory. Okay, so language learning is a matter of behavior. Language acquisition is a matter of behavior in behaviorist theory, and language acquisition is the result of nurture. Nurture means, that means if your brain is not nurtured, if you have the capacity, but if you are not put in the language using environment যেখানে কথা বলা হচ্ছে সেখানে যদি আপনি না থাকেন তাহলে কথা বলা শিখবে না। So in case of mentalist theory, that is a matter of nurture, and in case of behaviorist theory, it is a matter of behavior. Okay, so there actually another things. First thing he said, that is UG, and another thing that is Chomsky said, that is it is the first thing, that is LAD, language acquisition device. So everybody will have human brain, isn't it? Elephant will have a brain, isn't it? Dolphin will have a brain. Elephant brain is larger. হয়তো হাতির ব্রেন অনেক বড়, মানুষের ব্রেন ছোট। তাহলে মানুষের মধ্যে ব্রেনের মধ্যে যদি ব্রেন আছে, হাতির মধ্যেও তো একই ব্রেন আছে। তাহলে মানুষ কথা বলতে পারে, এলিফ্যান্ট কথা বলতে পারে না কেন? Chomsky said that he saw it is comprising a special area of the brain whose only function is to processing the language. So my question is that হাতিরও অনেক বড় ব্রেন আছে, মানুষের ব্রেনটা একটু ছোট, মাথা ছোট, প্যারোটেরও ব্রেন আছে ছোট, তাহলে তো সবারই ব্রেন আছে, তাহলে সবার মধ্যেই তো ল্যাঙ্গুয়েজ সেন্সিটিভ পোর্শনটা থাকা উচিত ছিল। ওকে, Chomsky said no, actually a special area of a brain, which brain? That is human brain, which only function is the processing of language, and that special portion of human brain is called LAD, that is language acquisition device. So first thing is that human brain will have language sensitive portion from birth, and this language sensitive portion is existed only in human brain. and that language sensitive portion of human brain is called LAD, that is language acquisition device. It was asked to Noam Chomsky, where does it exist? Noam Chomsky didn't answer. He said that somewhere in the brain. Because somewhere in the brain. First time he said that it is in the human brain. And what is the analogy? That elephant will not have language sensitive in their brain, but human being will have that language sensitive portion in the brain. But whenever it was asked where does it exist in human brain, he said that actually somewhere in the brain. But in another analogy, he said that actually the left portion of human brain, left hemisphere, do you know the meaning? গোলার্ধ। আমাদের ব্রেনটা যদি গোলাকার হয় তাহলে মাঝখান দিয়ে কাটলে বামের অংশটাকে বলা হচ্ছে লেফট হেমিস্ফিয়ার, মানে বাম ব্রেনের বামের অংশ, আর রাইট হেমিস্ফিয়ার দুটোকে যদি ভাগ করি। ওকে, সো হি সেড দ্যাট অ্যাকচুয়ালি language data is accepted by the left hemisphere of human brain, and after the process, তার মানে আমরা যে ভাষা শুনি, যখন আমরা কোনো কিছু শুনি তখন আমরা বাম সাইড দিয়ে শুনি। এজন্য বলা হয়ে থাকে যে হচ্ছে ডান হাতের যে ব্যাটসম্যান ক্রিকেটের এবং বাম হাতের যে ব্যাটসম্যান তাদের মধ্যে পার্থক্য আছে। হ্যাঁ, কারণ যারা বাম হাত দিয়ে ব্যাট করবে তাদের কি থাকে, এই ফ্রন্ট সাইডটা এইদিকে থাকে, আর আবার যারা যখন বাম দিয়ে করবে তাদের ফ্রন্ট সাইডটা কোন দিকে থাকবে, এইদিকে। সো হাউ হি উইল বি রিসিভিং দ্য ডাটা, সো দ্য ডেটা উইল বি অ্যাকসেপ্টিং দ্য লেফট পোর্শন। সো যারা বাম হাতি তারা হচ্ছে এই দিক থেকে তো বল করছে, সাউন্ডটা এই দিক থেকে আসবে, কিন্তু তাদের শব্দটা ক্যাচ করতে হয় কি রে বাম দিকে। সো তারা ক্লিয়ারলি বসের শব্দ বা মুভমেন্টটা দেখতে বুঝতে পারে না, শুনতে পারে। কিন্তু যারা ডান হাতে তারা কি করে, এভাবে। সো তাদের সাউন্ডটা কোন দিকে। So it is scientifically said that actually the left portion of human brain or the left portion of human brain accept the language data. কোনো কিছু আমরা শুনে থাকি বা মানুষের ব্রেন কোনো কিছু অ্যাকসেপ্ট করে থাকে কোন পোর্শন দিয়ে, left portion, and then after a process we will be producing that thing with the help of our right hemisphere of human brain. So in which way? In a fraction of seconds such kind of activity. That means if you get a sound of the cricket ball from the left side, then with the function how you have to hit, then that will be that how you have to hit the ball, that would be done with the right part of your human brain. So in such a way, LAD, that is language acquisition device, is existed in somewhere in human brain, and that is the language sensitive portion in human brain, and that language sensitive portion is existed only for human being, that is the Homo sapiens. And for this reason, with the help of LAD and with the help of UZ, every human child can talk or learn a language. Okay, so with the help of LAD and with the help of LUZ, with the help of LAD and with the help of UZ, every human being can talk. And other brain, that means elephant's brain is larger in size, but they don't have LAD and they don't have UZ, and for this reason elephant can't talk, and for the reason human can talk, that they have LED and they have UZ. Okay, so when Chomsky talks about the rules, he means that unconscious roles in a child's mind, that is UZ, these roles enables him to make grammatically correct sentences in his own language. বলা হচ্ছে যে তার মাতৃভাষার যে গ্রামারগুলো সেটা সাবকনশাস অ্যাক্টিভিটি অফ ইউজি দ্য চাইল্ড ক্যান লার্ন। তাহলে বলা হলো তাহলে ৭,০০০ তো ভাষা আছে, তাহলে ব্রেনের মধ্যে কি ৭,০০০ সফটওয়্যার আলাদা আলাদা দেওয়া আছে? হ্যাঁ, so that was answer. That means in that case Chomsky answered that actually English speaking child's brain will have English language sensitive using. A Bengali speaking child will have Bengali language speaking using. And for this reason, so the division and the answer is near to the logic. And for this reason it is called rationalist theory. Rationalist theory is that means anybody can refute that theory. Anybody can deny যে মানুষ আমরা ব্রেনের কারণেই কথা বলতে পারছি, এটা এখনো পর্যন্ত কেউ ডিনাই করতে পারে না। অল্টারনেটিভ কোনো থিওরি দিতে পারে না। অপোজিট থিওরি দিয়েছে তার আগেই বিহেভিয়ারিস্ট থিওরি, যে বিহেভিয়ারের কারণে আমরা শিখি, হ্যাবিট ফরমেশনের কাছে আমরা শিখি। কিন্তু নেটিভিস্ট থিওরি চালু হওয়ার পরে আসলে আমরা তো অস্বীকার করতে পারবো না যে আমাদের ব্রেন আছে বলে আমরা কথা বলি। আমরা বলতে পারবো যে আমাদের ব্রেন নাই, আমাদের অন্য কিছু কারণে। সো অ্যান্ড ফর দিস রিজন দিস মেন্টালিস্ট থিওরি অর ইনেটিস্ট থিওরি ইজ কল্ড nativist or rationalist theory. Rationalist theory, that means it will have some rational points. Chomsky doesn't mean that a child can do as described in these rules explicitly. Okay, so he didn't say that this theory will be explained explicitly. This theory was developed in America by Noam Chomsky. The major principle or tenet of mentalist theory is that everybody learns a language not because they are subject to a similar conditioning process. Conditioning process, that term is taken from B.F. Skinner, classical conditioning, and also the operant conditioning. So everybody learns a language not because they are subject to a similar conditioning process, but because they possess an inborn capacity which permits them to acquire a language as a normal maturational process. Maturational process. What is the maturational process? That is the babbling stage, one word stage, two word stage, and telegraphing stages. So there is no condition, there is no stimulus, there is no habit formation. It is only because of the innate capability of human being. What is the innate capability? That is UG and LAD. Okay. So with the help of LAD, the child can produce the language, and with the help of UG, the child can produce the language correctly on the grammar of their target language or the native language. In the 1960, so how that theory can be applied for second language acquisition? মানলাম এটা তো বাচ্চাদের ক্ষেত্রে বাচ্চারা শেখে, কিন্তু এটার সাথে বয়স্কদের শেখার কি সম্পর্ক? ওকে, এটাই উনি পরবর্তীতে একটু আলোচনা করতে গিয়েছেন। ওকে, সো ইন দিস 1960 decades this view was challenged, and most notably by Chomsky. It was pointed out that in many instances there has no much between the kind of languages to be observed in the input and the language that the learners are produced. Actually, Noam Chomsky, after audiolingualism, so in the second half of the 20th century, first theory of language is behaviorism, and of that behaviorism we have got another method, that is audiolingual method. Okay, actually তাহলে অডিওলিঙ্গুয়ালিজম এবং বিহেভিয়ারিস্ট মেথডে হোয়াট ইজ দ্য ডিফারেন্স? দ্যাট মিনস বিহেভিয়ারিস্ট মেথডের কি কনসেপ্ট হলো, আপনি যেটা শিখবেন সেটাই তো আপনি প্রডিউস করবেন। আপনি যেটা ক্লাসে ড্রিল করছেন এর বাইরে তো কোনো প্রডিউস করছেন না। ওকে, সো নেটিভিস্ট থিওরি ওয়াজ আস্কড, এই নেটিভিস্ট অর ইনেটিস্ট থিওরিকে প্রশ্ন করা হলো যে in behaviorist theory or audiolingualism, actually what a child will produce, actually what you have learned earlier, what you have listened earlier, but there is no basically the kind of language to be observed in the input. যেই ল্যাঙ্গুয়েজটা, যেই ভাষাটা একজন শিশু যেই ভাষা, যে ওয়ার্ড কখনো শোনেনি না, পরবর্তীতে দেখা যাচ্ছে সেই ভাষা সে বলছে। তাহলে বিহেভিয়ারিস্ট থিওরিকে জিজ্ঞেস করা হলো যে তাহলে এই ওয়ার্ডটা তো কখনোই সে ড্রিল করে নাই, প্র্যাকটিস করে নাই, কোনো জায়গায় সেখানে, তাহলে এই ওয়ার্ডটা কে প্রডিউস করে? তখনই ফাংশন আসলো কার? উইথ দ্য হেল্প অফ UG and AD. That is to be observed in the input and the language and the learners produce. So যে ডেটাটা পেয়েছে, ল্যাঙ্গুয়েজ ইনপুট হয়েছে, সেই অনুযায়ী তো আউটপুট হবে। কিন্তু দেখা যাচ্ছে যে কিছু কিছু সন্তানের ক্ষেত্রে যে ভাষা সে শিখে নাই তার থেকে ডিফারেন্ট আউটপুট হচ্ছে। So for that perspective, this innatist theory, that is the importance of LED, was established. And this could best be explained by hypothesizing a set of mental processes inside the learner's mind, mental processes which are responsible for working on the input and converting it into a form, working on the input and converting it into a form that the learner could store and handle in production. So first time there will be input, as I have said, that the left sensitive portion will be taking the data or the input or any sound, then after it will be converted with the help of our human brain, and after a conversion it will get on the term of production with the help of the right hemisphere of human brain. So there is a scientific process that was described by American psychologist or American linguist Noam Chomsky. So there is no portion to deny. এটা তো আর প্রশ্ন করার নাই. As Stephen D. Krashen, he said that he has the silent period. Naturally, প্রথম বাচ্চা. So one of my colleague, he went to Australia and he said that আমার বাচ্চা ওখানে যে যারাই বাসায় প্লাম্বার আসছে কাজ ঠিক করতে, বা প্লাম্বার ইংরেজিতে কথা বলছে, বা পানির লাইন ঠিক করে দিতে আসছে, ইলেকট্রিক লাইন ঠিক করে দিতে আসছে, সবাই ইংরেজিতে কথা বলছে, সেই বাচ্চা কিছুই করছে না, কোনো কথাই বলছে না। হ্যাঁ, তারপরে দেখা গেল যে 1 মাস 2 মাস পরে সে গ্রাজুয়ালি কথা বলা শুরু করেছে। কোন ভাষায়? ইংরেজি ভাষায়। স্টিফেন ক্রাশন এটাকে ব্যাখ্যা করছে যে দ্যাট ইজ দ্য সাইলেন্ট পিরিয়ড। ওকে, দ্যাট ইজ দ্য সাইলেন্ট পিরিয়ড, দ্যাট অ্যাট দ্যাট পিরিয়ড দ্য চিলড্রেন লার্ন দ্য ল্যাঙ্গুয়েজ ডেটা। অন্যরা যেভাবে কথা বলেছে সেটা সে কি করেছে? শুনেছে। শোনার পরে এই 1 মাস ধরে তার মাথার মধ্যে কি হয়েছে? এটা প্রসেস হয়েছে, অ্যান্ড প্রসেস হওয়ার পরে সে এটা প্রোডাকশনে গিয়েছে। But there is no clear-cut definition in case of monitor model, যেটা আমরা আলোচনা করব, যে the silent period, how much time will be taken at the time of silent period. Silent periodটা আসলে কত? Silent periodটা আসলে কত length হবে? Okay, and actually Stephen Krashen has researched this data, যে আসলে প্রথমত আর accept করবে, and same thing will be happening in case of mentalist theory, that a child will be expecting language data with the left hemisphere, and after a process that data will be produced as speaking or writing. Okay, এটা অন্যভাবে হতে পারে। এই ডেটার কারণে কেউ কথা বলাটাও প্রোডাকশন, আবার কথা অনুযায়ী কাগজে লিখতে পারাও প্রোডাকশন, অথবা কথা আপনি বলতে পারছেন না, লিখতেও পাচ্ছেন না, কিন্তু অন্য যখন কথা বলছে বুঝতে পারছেন, এবং বুঝতে পেরে আপনি ওই অনুযায়ী কাজ করছেন। ওকে, মে হ্যাভ আ গ্লাস অফ ওয়াটার, আপনি হয়তো বলতে পারছেন না যে হিয়ার ইউ আর, কিন্তু আপনি সেই গ্লাসটা তাকে পানির গ্লাস দিচ্ছেন, তার মানে হচ্ছে কি, ইউ হ্যাভ দ্য প্যাসিভ ভোকাবুলারি, আপনি সেই কথাটা আপনি বুঝতে পেরেছেন, এবং বুঝতে পারার পরে আপনি একটা কাজ করছেন। সো আপনি যে তাকে 1 গ্লাস পানি দিলেন, এটাও হচ্ছে এক প্রকারের প্রোডাকশন। ওকে, অ্যান্ড এভরিথিং উইল বি হ্যাপেনিং in case of mentalist theory with the help of LED and with the help of UG. Okay. So Chomsky's mentalist view of okay.